Welcome everyone, I'm Ricky from Tech Talk and this is the Xiaomi Mi 9 and today we're going to go through the accessibility settings and options you have on here to change and adjust this device to make it your own no matter your ability. So first of all, you're going to notice the text size is a little bit bigger and I've already changed that to make it easier for me to read through the setting options and tell you everything about this device. So sadly there was no accessibility options right at the beginning of the setup process, but near to the end you did have some options to change and adjust with select to speak, talkback, magnification, text size and display size. So it's good that I have the options in the setup process, but it's just a shame that they're not there at the beginning. The first setting that I want to talk about is the volume key shortcut option. So just above your power button are the two volume controls. So if you press both of these together,
Talkback on. System launcher.
So you have a talkback service. So talkback is an option here that will talk back and dictate everything you touch and highlight on your display. So I can touch and highlight everything on my display and it will be read out to me aloud. It makes it easier then to navigate throughout your device. So I can highlight specific applications.
Phone. One unread from messages. Chrome. Camera. Double tap to activate. Double tap and hold to long press.
Also, we can find out system information as well by touching up here at the top.
Battery 100%, 100. 4G phone signal full.
To navigate, use two fingers.
Page 2, 12 apps.
So it tells me all of my applications on here, which is awesome. And then if I swipe up.
Page 3, 3 apps. Page 2, 12 apps.
And again, that's how you move around by using two fingers, either side to side or up and down. So let's turn talkback off. Press and hold them volume keys again together at the same time.
Talkback off.
So when you first do this, a tutorial will actually come up. It will pop up and go through a tutorial of everything you can do with talkback. And that's a really good thing to go through if it's your first ever time, maybe using a new device if you're coming from a previous one, as there are slight differences in the software. And also maybe if it's your first ever time of using talkback. So now let's go into the main settings. To find this, what we're going to do is to tap the settings badge here. Then you're going to come down. You're going to go to additional settings, coming down to the bottom, and fourth from bottom you're going to find accessibility. So inside here we're going to find volume key shortcut. So that's our first option, and then you can change and select which ones you want to choose. It doesn't have to be talkback. You can change and adjust which ones that you want to use, which I think is a really good thing to have. Talkback is the default option, but you can go in here and change if you so wish to. Underneath that is talkback. I'm not going to go into this. I'm just going to tap on here, and again it gives you information what it does, and there is a helpful page tutorial there to use if you so want to. Underneath that is select to speak, and what this will do is actually read everything that you select independently, not everything that's on your display. So once toggled on, normally you'd get another icon down here at the bottom. You would tap this and then press play, and then it would read through anything you highlighted. I have spent the last 20 minutes off camera to try and get this working. I've restarted the device, reset it, factory reset it, and nothing's got it working, and I don't understand why. I have spoken to other content creators and other media people that I know, and some of their units are working, so I'm not too sure why mine isn't. I'll come back to this during the review if I manage to figure it out, but this is another great option that you have on here with people with low vision. Then underneath that you have text to speech output. This is where you can change the speech rate and the pitch. So we go all the way up here. So it's really fast, and some people can actually use it at that speed.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
And then you can reset to defaults here, and then
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
So you can really hear them key differences. Obviously you can change your pitch.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
Or you can go quite deep.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
Sounds a bit weird. Press that reset and then we're back to normal. It's nice to have that option there because people need to change and adjust depending on their options. Underneath that we have display size. Display size has a couple of presets here, and then you can change and adjust this depending on your choice. So I'm going to push it up one, and as you can see it makes it a little bit easier for me to read. Underneath that is magnification. So you have magnify with triple tap. Toggle this on. 1, 2, 3, 3 quick taps and your display will enlarge. And thanks to being a Super AMOLED panel as well, the text is just going to pop and come alive and be easily read no matter how much you zoom in. And of course that has to be a high density sort of text image file, which it is on this device. And then you use 2 fingers to then maneuver around, 1, 2, 3 to come back. There's also another option, 1, 2, 3, and on your third one you hold the display down, maneuver around and then release. And that takes you back. Again, great features to use and really good to see on this device. You then have magnification with buttons, so it'd be interesting to see if this works, because this is a bit like Talkback, and a little button should appear down here. So toggle 1, again, you should have had a button here, and you would press that, and then it would zoom in anything you actually highlighted. A bit of an issue here, it might be a press unit only. Underneath that, you have color corrections. Color correction is for someone that has difficulty seeing different color options. You have different color options here to choose from, and then you also have accessibility here that you can toggle on and change and adjust which option you wanted to have within their lists. So underneath we have color inversion. So I've come out of dark mode because color inversion is different to dark mode. So when I come home, it actually converts the other colors as well and really changes and adjusts your display. So it depends on your choice. I prefer a dark theme, making it easier for me to read, but then these colors aren't inverted. Underneath that, you have a large mouse cursor. So you can use a mouse cursor to manipulate around your device if you are struggling to use your fingers or to use an interaction control. Underneath that one, you have remove animations. Underneath that is accessibility menu. So toggle this on. And again, I do have an issue here with my device because I should have another accessibility man down here, or a fourth icon, and then I can press and change and adjust any settings I want to in the accessibility no matter where I am on the device, save going into settings all the time. So it's a real shame that there's an issue here, and like I said, I will delve into it more, but I did spend a good time trying to find out what the issue was. Underneath that, you have switch access. So switch access is a great feature. This gives you interaction control systems separate to the device. So you can use an interaction control to manipulate, move, and enjoy your device, but without using your fingers, because it may be a little bit impossible for you to do compared to your ability. So that is a really good option that I'd like to see on here. Underneath this, you have dwell timing. If you are using a mouse, you can set the cursor to take action automatically when it stops moving for a certain amount of time. The power button can end calls, and the power button is your smaller one here compared to your volume keys here. So that can end your calls. You also have auto screen rotate, so you can rotate your display, and when you're in certain apps it automatically does this for you. You've got touch and hold delay. This is a bit like switch access, and the cursor is that it will take its time before it makes an action come true. There's a really good option to have on here depending on your ability. Underneath that you have vibration, so you can turn on vibrate and then go through different options here. So you have touch, vibrate, ring, and notification vibration. Underneath that you have mono audio. Underneath that you have captions, and you can change and adjust your captions here. So if I toggle this on, we can have language. You can change and adjust your language. You can have text size. You can change and adjust your text size. Then also you have caption style as well. Again, you can change and adjust up to you. Really good feature to have on here, and a lot of people do use that. Then finally, in experimental stage is high contrast text. Toggle this on, and as you can see, the headings are actually made white as well, and bold and easier to read. So that's all the settings you're going to find in accessibility. They do also put some settings in another section. So they have separated them, which is a little bit annoying. But if you go up to display, so if we go into display here, there's a few options in here. First of all is your brightness level. You can change and really adjust your brightness level. You can have it automatically bright, so it auto detects and changes and adjusts to your light wherever you are. You have night mode brightness as well, so when you're using it at night time, it takes away that harsh blue light, so it's easier for you to read your device. You also have night mode color temperature, so you can change and adjust that depending on your choice. Underneath that you have reading mode. So reading mode is really good. Let me toggle this on here. So reading mode is going to make it a little bit yellow, but easier for you to read and actually enjoy your device. It's a bit hard to show because obviously with the lighting from both sides here, it does have a slight change here, and you'll see it come back to white. Underneath, you do have a schedule, so you could schedule this to come on at certain times of the day. Underneath that, you have contrast and colors. So coming under here, you can change and adjust your colors of your device depending on your choice and depending on your ability. You might need to change it for certain aspects. So I have dark mode toggled on here. If I toggle this off, you'll see what it looks like. Very different, quite bright and quite in your face. So if I toggle it on, it just makes it so much easier for me to use. box. Also, you have text size in here. It's in the wrong position. I think this should be in accessibility, but you do have the option here to change your text size. So I can pump it up to one size larger, and it just makes it so much easier to actually see. You have double tap to wake your screen. So when it's actually put down on the desk, double tap it and it will wake up. And then you have raise to wake as well. That's a really good amount of settings on here. And I'm really pleased with all the settings that Xiaomi have put on here alongside Google as well, because it's using MIUI 10 and Android 9. So they work together to put the best settings on every single device, whatever it may be. A couple of issues that I do have is that they are hidden away. They're buried in too many subsections. So you have to go through multiple sections to find your settings. And they're not all in one place either, which can be confusing for people. Why would you put text size in display options but not in accessibility? Why would you not add any accessibility settings right at the beginning of a setup process, but halfway through them? Just some of these things need to be refined and adjusted, and I think it will be a great option for anyone to have, because it covers quite a wide range of abilities that people will need to change and adjust depending on their options, and it does have the features that we need. Obviously, I seem to have a bit of an issue with mine. That might be software related, or as this is a press unit, so it might be a bit different compared to what's on the market. I will delve into it and look into it further, and I'll come back with an update very soon, or I'll leave a comment on this video after I've found out the solution. Thanks always for watching, and if you do have any questions or any queries that I can help with around accessibility or the Xiaomi Mi 9, please drop a comment down below. For me, Ricky, I will see you very soon. Bye for now.